please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Time to welcome Gautam Shah, the Associate Director and Technical Analyst of JM Financial, who joins us now. Gautam, you've been telling us time and again that this is a bull market and you should stay invested and stick to the party. Should we sort of move closer to the door, or should we be in the middle of the room in this bull market party?
Morning, Sonia. I think you should be far, far away from the door. I think a month back when we were celebrating new highs at 11,100, I made the point that while market might be at highs, the sentiment was pretty much at a 52-week low. And with the kind of run that we've seen in the last 3 weeks, that's pretty much validated. Obviously, the sentiment has got better, but it's still not over the top. And I think the way the market setup is right now, you just need to understand that India has become the poster boy in the global equities basket. You look at it versus rest of Asia, versus Europe, or versus even the US, which has had a phenomenal run in the last a few years. I think Indian markets is out there, and you just cannot ignore Indian markets in the current scheme of things. I think there are a lot of positives that are working in for our markets right now. Number one, our markets are not overbought. I think there is this fascination of looking at the screen, looking at the price action, and the fact that we've run so hard to 11,700 levels that people believe that the market is overbought. Actually, the small adjustments which happen from time to time, the short pauses that the market has taken from time to time in the last many weeks, that has helped the market, get away with all the negativity. And we would like to believe that this market is clearly headed a lot more higher, and there is no reason to believe that we might be overbought even at 11,700 levels. Secondly, the market enjoys a lot more leadership. Earlier it was only about a couple of sectors, but right now I think a lot more sectors have started to participate. The rally has got really broad-based, large caps and mid caps, and that's really not allowing the markets to even pull back 100, 200 points. Thirdly, I think the global market setup is much better. A month back, a couple of months back, given the US-China factor, we were worried what it could lead to, what it could do to our markets. But all of that has been absorbed, and I think most global markets have also started to turn up. So that's really positive, because India is piggybacking on the momentum that you are seeing in the global markets right now. And politics has got much more stable. The flows have got much better. So all of these factors, should help the Nifty scale of levels on the upside. And we have been working with that target of about 12,000, and we believe that the Nifty should get there possibly in the next few weeks itself. Just for the near term, there is some resistance around the 11,800 area, so you could see some consolidation there, because in the last couple of weeks the rally has been almost vertical. So some consolidation in the 11,550, 11,850 band would not be a bad thing. So that's purely from a short-term perspective, but medium term I think we are definitely headed towards the level of 12,000, and you could even see the Sensex test a level of 40,000. But I think if you really talk of it from a 6 to 8 month perspective, we are actually updating our targets, and we believe that investors into the market, you need to now prepare for a level of as high as 12,700. So that's the new working target that we have for the next 3 to 6 months.
In fact, today it's just copybook stuff. The market opened at yesterday's low and has just bounced back, and how? And look at the mid-cap index now, up about 0.5%. Gautam, good morning. That was the point. The last rally was very narrow. This rally has been broad-based, though it's led by Reliance, of course, but a lot of mid-caps have participated. The mid-cap index is still nowhere near its highs. You reckon that could be the case over the next 2 or 3 months?
Well, Anuj, given where the mid-cap index is right now, I think a lot of people would take it. I remember I was on your channel a month back and we were at 17,800 on the mid-cap index, and we said that a possible bottom could be forming and a mid-cap index should see a large recovery. So we've already recovered 10% from the low. So that's a good 2,000 point recovery that has already taken place. And I think there is room for another 700, 800 points. If you really look back, the real fall happened in the month of May, June and July, when the mid-cap index fell from 20,400 all the way down to 17,700, and now this recovery has sort of become a V-shaped recovery, and this should take the mid-cap index all the way towards that level of 20,400. I think we are trading at about 19,700, 19,800 right now, so there is another 600-700 points to play for, and around 20,400, once that V-shaped recovery gets completed, you could see some consolidation. And it's good to see on a daily basis many stocks, many new sectors, breaking out off a large base, and that's really going to propel this mid-cap space much higher.
The Nifty Bank, Gautam, corresponding to that 11,850 that you're expecting on the Nifty, where would the Nifty Bank look like reaching out to?
Well, Lata, the Nifty Bank Index is actually much stronger at this point of time, and I think I made this point last time also. What is interesting to note is that in the last 3 weeks, while the Nifty has seen a spectacular move, the Bank Nifty has actually been in a 700-point band. It has actually underperformed, and now the Bank Nifty is laying the foundation of a much bigger breakout that gets confirmed above 28,400. And once that confirmation happens, you could see the Bank Nifty running into that medium-term target of ours, which is about 30,000. So we're talking about big upside. We're not talking about 100, 200, 300 points. 1,500 points upside on the Bank Nifty in the next couple of months, I think is quite doable. And I think on the downside, it's created strong support around the 27,500 area. Also, I think whenever the banks do well, the screen just looks much better. The momentum is always much better. And I think on Monday was a great example when the Bank Nifty was up almost 400 points and just the entire screen, almost lit up. So I think the chart of the Bank Nifty tells me that we are nowhere near a top for the Nifty itself. And that's the confidence, I think, that will help the market scale new highs.
Okay, we are getting very important statements from the Power Secretary, and we will play those bites to you. He admits that lenders will have to take all those companies that are over 2,000 crore and stressed, but FinMin is looking at exploring Section 7. Are they? I mean, I can understand consultation with the governor, but directives, I think they will not. That's something that's never been done. The central government giving directions to the central bank, never heard of in our history. Consultation, yes. So he's possibly hinting at consultation. Lenders are working, but I mean, those are the headlines coming up for you. Very important, because now there is a high-powered panel as well looking. They have written to the governor to send a representative to the meeting, which the cabinet secretary will chair at that high-level panel that has been constituted. This is an ongoing story, very important, just to see if there will be any more time given for stressed assets to get resolved, especially power assets. We'll get back on that. Well, Gautam, I wanted to ask you, within the Nifty, where will the leadership come from? Will it be private banks? Will it be Reliance? Will it be IT Pharma?
Well, Lata, the leadership scene has changed quite a bit in the recent past. Again, if you go back to 2017, autos were actually the leader of the market, and you see what has happened in the last 8 months. They've actually taken the back seat, and now a stock like Reliance and the IT space, have really led this market higher, and I think this is going to continue. But one space which I think is really going to surprise on the upside is pharmaceutical. I think it's got a phenomenal setup at this point of time. Please understand, this sector went through a 3.5-year downtrend, so right from 2015 to a couple of months back, it had almost lost 40% in value. And the CNX Pharma Index, as we speak, is trading at a level of around 10,000. I think the base has been formed. The breakout has happened a month back. The price momentum is excellent. The chart patterns are as clean as you can get. Some of the leaders in the space have already run really hard and are giving indications of doing much better from here. So I would like to believe that the CNX Pharma Index could move as high as 12,000 over the next 6 months. So if on an index level we are talking of a 20% upside, many of these pharmaceutical stocks, will do way better. So this is one space to look at. It's been a big underperforming space, and I think it's going to really provide that support which the Nifty wants, at such elevated levels. So pharma, IT, and banks, I think, would be my 3 top picks in the current scheme of things.
Okay, so from 10,000 currently on the Nifty Pharma, you expect it to go all the way to 12,000. That's a big upside. Also, I was going through your note, and JSW Steel is a stock that you like. Is it the metal space in general where you see the uptrend continue, or does the chart of JSW Steel particularly look good?
Well, can't talk about specific stocks, Sonia, but I think metals as a space has got into recovery mode. I think the rally is a little more hard-worked. I don't think the rally is going to be secular. The recovery is unlikely to be secular. So you have to really look at pockets in the metal space, which will do well in the next few weeks. And I would want to concentrate on stocks which did not do too badly when the metal space, was underperforming. So there are top 3 or 4 names that we like, but I still feel that there are much better bets in the market in the form of IT, pharma, oil and gas, and possibly banking. So metals is more of a stock specific, pick that you need to take at these levels.
Okay, the sector of the moment is now turning out to be PSU banks, led by Bank of Baroda, of course. Bank of Baroda and Canara Bank, the 2 stocks where you had falls yesterday, and I'm assuming that there were some shorts yesterday in both these stocks. They're now seeing big move. In fact, both these stocks making highs of the morning. So that's you had seen Bank of Baroda first and Canara Bank. Even actually the rupee has recovered quite a bit, so that's also playing its part. But big move right now. Gautam, anything on PSU banks?
Not really, Anuj. I think there have been a lot of false starts in the last 6 months, and every time you thought that it was genuine, it never worked out. I think the private bank setup is much cleaner. At the same time, having said that, I think the PSU banks have underperformed so much that there is a scope for a 5 to 10% relief rally. But I don't think I would really recommend a buy and hold. I think there are much cleaner setups in the market. PSU banks, every time they move up a little, they are going to find a lot of resistance, because I'm sure market participants are stuck up at higher levels. So I would look at other spaces from a buy and hold perspective. PSU banks purely as a trading play, you can look at it time to time.